Nigeria right there, Super Eagles of Nigeria, but the players are very optimistic and we need to give them a benefit of doubt to do the needful in the remaining 2 games and hope that other results will favor Nigeria. We have the media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Promise Efoghe. Of course, he always promises us that we will get the needful results, and I'm sure there will be another promise of good tidings. Welcome to the show, Promise. The fans are holding the Super Eagles by their jaws that if they don't qualify, we will show them shaggy. But the players are optimistic. What do you say? What is the mood among the players ahead of Friday's game against Lesotho?
Temperament is understandable from the fans. We know how football is more than a religion in Nigeria. Yeah. We know football is opium. We know how much Nigerians love football. But again, football can be very, 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 what's the right word now? Football can hit you in the wrong places sometimes, you know. Apparently, when the draws for the World Cup qualifiers were made, no one would have envisaged that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in this situation where we'll have to bring other calculators, ordinary calculators, scientific calculators, and begin to, you know, bring our mathematical acumen to start calculating if we can go through or not. But like I would always say, football, you never say never. You have to fight to the end. I was having a conversation with the captain yesterday, and he said, the conversation within, I mean, amongst the boys is that they just want to win every game, you know, as it comes. 2 more games to go, first against Lesotho, the other against Benin Republic. They just want to amass the 6 points available and see what happens next. We know that our destiny is no longer in our hands. You were talking earlier about we pray for others to fail. I mean, it's not about praying for others to fail. It's football. I mean, we've lost a game in the qualifying series. We've drawn games we shouldn't have drawn. And so who says other teams can't also, you know, face some banana peels along the way? So it's football. Anything can happen. So the mood in camp is positive. There is that rigid hope that something good can come out of all of this. We are hoping that there will be light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully that happens at the end of 90 minutes. You know, one will play Benin Republic.
All right, of course, talking about hope at the end of the tunnel, the fans are optimistic as well. The players being optimistic ahead of that game against Lesotho. But talking about the players in camp, can you confirm if the team expects any more arrivals before the final training session, and whether Alhassan Yusuf's arrival is set to complete the squad? Because we hear that 20 players are already in camp with the arrival of Zaidu Sanusi.
All right, due to injuries, the coach only has 22 players to choose from. Unfortunately, Olakunle, the guy who plays in Russia, will not be making it down to South Africa before the game tomorrow due to visa issues. But Alhassan joined this morning, so we have 21 players in camp as we speak. All 21 will be training later this evening. So it is now the coach's choice or decision who he plays ahead of who starts the game against Lesotho based on what he's seen in training. But as we speak, we've got 21 players in camp. No injury worries. The weather is good for football. It's cold in the morning. It's warm at noon. It's cold again at night. These guys are coming from different parts of Europe. This is the kind of weather that they are very much used to, and so no excuses as far as performance that is expected on Friday is concerned.
All right, no excuses. And of course, we are also looking forward to that one with the technical crew managing the team's morale and focus. But now, talking about injuries, we know that Victor Osimhen is back, fit and ready to go. But the fans are asking questions. Who will be starting? Is it Victor Moses, or are we going to see Akor Adams put up his brilliant performance again against Lesotho? Or are we going to see 2 strikers? Any idea of what the coach is going to bring to the table, Promise?
Well, even if I have an idea of what the coach will do tomorrow, I wouldn't come on national TV to say so.
Definitely.
But we know certainly that Eric Schell is spoiled for choice. He's got a plethora of players, especially in attack, a lot of attacking options. There is a certain man who scored against Barcelona at the weekend, Akor Adams. who came in yesterday. He's hot at the moment. So there is competition up front. It's now left for the coach to decide who he wants to play. But certainly, the coach has got options, whether to play Victor Osimhen, whether to play Tolu Arokudare, whether to play Akor Adams, whether to play Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy has been in form with OGC Nice in the French Ligue 1. And so a lot of options up front, but I mean, it's a positive headache for Eric Schell. But we're hoping he makes the right permutation, he makes the right combination, and that will give us the 3 points tomorrow. Everyone is okay. Victor is fit. I saw an article somewhere which was drawn to my attention where there were suggestions about Victor being injured. That's not true. Victor is fit. I actually played table tennis with him last night. He's a very good table tennis player, and I jokingly told him maybe at the Commonwealth Games next year he would represent Nigeria. He actually beat me on the table, you know. So everyone is fit, everyone is doing well, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. We can't wait for 90 minutes to end, and we come back to Nigeria with the 3 points.
You know, I was going to ask you who won that table tennis game, but I'm glad I'm glad you owned up that you lost to Victor Osimhen.
Of course I did. He beat me silly. He beat me silly on the table.
And I hope that we'll get to beat Lesotho silly in tomorrow's game. Now, before I let you go, Promise, there was a rumor that trended yesterday about, I know it was more like a distraction to Coach Eric Schell, about a replacement, the likes of Eguavon and Ladan Boso to replace him if we don't qualify for the World Cup. But the NFF have come out to debunk that story. But did that story ever hit the camp of the Super Eagles, and what was the reaction like?
Well, I saw that story, and it's not my place to diffuse that to the coach or get him to see those kind of stories. And I may, tinker with his concentration for tomorrow's game. I saw the story, but immediately I saw the story, I know it was false. I know it was completely false. It's unfortunate that these days, with a lot of so-called online journalists who are not trained, who go to press, publish whatever they like, just because they want followers, they want clicks, they want likes online, and they fabricate stories. If you go through that article, nobody was quoted.
Yes.
Luca, nobody was quoted.
Yeah.
And in journalism, if your story is factual, you should quote somebody. You should tell us the source of your story. The moment I read through that article and nobody was quoted, I know it was false, completely false. We are at the heart of a very important qualifier.
Yeah.
The NFL cannot come up with such statement. Not at this time. It's not possible. So that was completely false. I saw the story, I threw it aside. I did not bring the coach's attention to it, neither did I bring anybody's attention to it, because I knew it would die just the way it came up.
All right, hoping that we wish the Super Eagles well tomorrow, and for that story, whoever has dropped that story online, we just hope that the person is in good behavior going forward ahead of these games. But thank you very much, Promise, and of course, we wish the Super Eagles well. Bring back the 3 points as we head into the last qualifier, which is next week. Thank you for joining. All right, talking about the World Cup qualifiers now. Today, we'll see fixtures between Burundi and Kenya, Botswana versus Uganda, Mozambique will take on Guinea, Somalia versus Algeria, Liberia versus Namibia, Malawi will take on Equatorial Guinea. And for the Europe qualifiers, we would see Finland take on Lithuania, Belarus versus Denmark, Greece versus Scotland, Malta versus Netherlands, Austria will take on San Marino, Cyprus will take on Bosnia and Herzegovina, while Czechia will be up against Croatia, and Faroe Islands will be taking on Montenegro.